Hello everyone, welcome back to Hair Queen TV. My name is Zoe, I'm going to be your host today, and I'm here with my co-host B. And before we introduce our guest, I definitely want to say subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. And yes, let's get into our guest.
Yes, and speaking of our special guests today, I'll actually go ahead and have them introduce themselves.
Hi, my name is Carolyn Young, born in Sacramento, California. Been in the hair industry all my life, and presently I'm in Los Angeles for the last 30 years as a consultant agent.
Hey guys, my name is Gina Everett. I'm from Pasadena. I've been in the hair industry for about, I'd say like 25, 28 years, somewhere in there. I specialize in short hair and wigs.
Well, obviously, like you guys have said, you guys have been a part of the industry for many, many years. So we'd love to hear a little bit about like your journey and how you guys got started.
I got started through my father. He was the first Afro-American and distributor with the Safeway, Jimco's, and the prison system. At that time, back in the 60s, you had Ultra Sheen, Afro Sheen, Pro Line, and our product lines were separate. They weren't migrated into the cosmetic area. So having the privilege of servicing the state of California with Dark and Lovely, Mr. Goodfred, Madam C.J. Walker, Ultra Sheen, I grew up my whole life in the industry.
I got started, I think I was in high school, and I would just do like my aunts and my mom and everybody, and just figured out that I knew how to do it. And I had a few friends that were making money, a lot of money, and I was like, I can do this too.
Right.
So just started doing people's hair, and it just went to school from there.
You really just call them like the pioneers of the whole industry.
100%. And I did want to talk about kind of your journey getting to the place where you guys are today. It's really rare that you have a complete straight path towards success. There's always going to be bumps, there's going to be challenges, and I know we've previously spoken on some challenges that you faced, growing up and working your way up in the industry. So I wanted to kind of touch on that, your stories and how you got to where you are today.
How I got to where I am today. My father had 10 salons, 10 beauty supply stores, Sacramento, San Francisco, Oakland. At that time in the industry, it was hard for women to exceed at the top, but I was his oldest child. It's amazing what my father taught me. And it simply went like this. He bought my cousin a Porsche, but I was writing contracts with Jimco at the time on an average of $2 million a month. I thought I was better than my cousin. So I quit. I called Frank Davey, who owned World of Curls. I was scared to open up against my father. I walked out and I came to Los Angeles. He said, "What are you gonna do?" He said, "How about opening up a chain of beauty supply stores?" That was my first journey. I opened up Fresno, Bakersfield, Fox Hill Mall in Los Angeles. I was 26 years old at the time. But then, having so much success at an early age, born into royalty of the industries with the Bernard Barners and other people, I moved to Los Angeles. The light came on. Addiction hit. I was a multi-millionaire at the age of 26. But a dark time came. I became a cocaine addict. Lost everything, didn't even care. Just walked out. Didn't tell the building, didn't take the merchandise, just walked away. The struggles have been a 10-year period of my life from the age of 28 to 38. So many people advocated because I was in Jet and Ebony magazine as in my first year of business. I did over, I think, $3-4 million on my own. Hired, right staff, everything. Came back, went into drug programs. Being that my father was well connected, I really evaded jail. What woke me up, I went to prison. They released me because I wasn't prison material. And the judge on La Cienega here in Los Angeles, he looked at me. He said, "You're an Afro-American woman that got everything in the world going. What is wrong?" I said, I just want to get high. I ain't bothering nobody. I don't steal the money because I knew influential people. Well, at that time, I wasn't well, but everybody wanted me to be well. I became a consultant. My first client when I walked out of the drug program was Kim Kimball. She had 12 people to hire, but the agency said she's the best. But then I failed Kim. I was supposed to do Chicago show. I missed my flight. Sick in addiction. At that point, it was very hard to get credibility. But then here came Nico with a firm. He trusted me. And from that point on, I divulged when I got clean. And I've been clean 14 years. I would give my life back to young people. So I'm here to tell you, everybody makes mistakes. I became spiritual, and from that point on, I've had the pleasure of coaching some of the best hairdressers in Los Angeles. Britton Lee, Dorico, I'm sitting here with one, Gina. Today, my future is to give back and make life a testimony. That's about it.
Thank you so much for sharing all of that also. Yeah. It is really a beautiful story.
100%. And I'm so proud of you for, making through it and being here to coach, obviously, us. I love all of the wisdom that you've been able to give us thus far, and even the people watching today.
On and off camera.
Yes, on and off camera. And I definitely wanted to tap in with Gina as well to kind of see if you experienced any struggles through your career and how you kind of overcame them.
Oh my gosh, struggles. Where do I start? I lived out about 45 minutes out in Rancho Cucamonga, and I did hair for, a lot of different business women and, families, making really good money and raised my kids. And I just was like, there's got to be more to it than this. I know I have a talent, and so I just packed up everything and moved to LA. And a lot of people don't know this about me, but when I first moved out here, I came out here and I didn't really have a solid plan. So I was homeless for like 8 months. And while I was homeless, I was still working. I just didn't have a residence because things were I left all of my clients, I left everything, so my flow of my money wasn't the same. So I couldn't really afford my car payment, booth rent, and a place to live all at the same time because I was making a sacrifice because I knew that I could do it. So when I came out here, I met a publicist. We did some red carpet events, and I met a lot of people. And one particular person that I met, we became really good friends. He was a fashion stylist. He designed clothes and stuff. So I would go to different places with him. I would do his hair, and he became my spokesperson. It was when Rihanna was really hot, and I was doing all the shortcuts, kind of like this. All the shortcuts, real funky, doing. I was doing like wigs and weaves like this. He would just like really hype me up, like because I'm more of a shy, more reserved person. At the time, he was styling for Shawnee O'Neal, and at the time, her hair was short. So the hairstylist that was supposed to do a photo shoot this one particular day, I guess she overslept. So they called me the morning of. It was going to be a free shoot. Everyone was just doing it for collaborations. So they were like, do you want to do it? I was like, heck yeah. So ever since then, she stuck with me. And I had been doing Shawnee for 12, 13 years. Wow. Yeah, and from her, everything else just kind of took off.
Sometimes it's the least expected, collaborations, and people you meet will literally make a 180 of your life.
Yeah, and I never said no to any jobs, because every time I went on a job, I always met someone that would refer me somewhere else, or I would get another job from that free job. So it always worked out.
You guys have had such an amazing journey on both ends of the spectrum, and they've had their valleys and their hills, but you guys have come out victorious. What's one statement that you would give to the people that are listening at home? One statement of encouragement based on your stories.
Based on my stories, relationships. When I look back, and you can make a mistake as detrimental as I did, one person stuck with me through adversities and what everybody else would say was Bernard Barner. CEO of Upscale Magazine, CEO of Barner Brother Hair Show. I look at also, the one thing I could say, Stay spiritual. God first. In Hollywood, you know how quick people will drop you, but God never will. Coming from screwing up at the top and trying to rebuild, you know, because most people screw up at the bottom. You can screw up at the top, and yes, you can obtain. Yeah. I'm here to prove it.
My advice, I believe, would be to stay humble, because I know that in this industry we can get a little, you know, a little cocky, like, you know, we know everything, and to stay learning. Right. To stay learning is really important, and to be professional.
And I know we have a lot of people watching who either want to get into the industry, you know, whether it even be through hair or just within the Hollywood industry in general. So in your opinion, how would you suggest any advice to somebody who's trying to get their foot in the door and doesn't know exactly what route to go?
My advice, I'm an agent. I coach tomorrow's future. While I'm sitting here, I'm coaching you guys. Mm-hmm. There's 7 checks. It first starts with you. Humble yourself. Volunteer. Education. Hollywood is built on fake it until you make it. I suggest not. Have knowledge. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is what? Educating yourself. Not always look for the dollar. The dollar will blindside you.
Yeah, the money will come. Like, you just stay up on your craft, just stay current, and yeah, I'd say just don't turn anything down. Try to give back. Yeah. You know, give back if there's someone that you see that can't really afford it. You know, they could be a spokesperson for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So just try to be creative and
leverage. Yeah. The one thing I can show as an example, that's reality. Mm-hmm. 4 days ago, I walked in here. From those 4 days, 3 days, we're doing an interview. Right. I didn't know you. You didn't know me. Relationships. But you stepped out. You seen something. When I walked in here, I seen a whole production. I seen the most important thing, a smile, a warmth. I seen professionalism. I wanted to cry because today's young people, it's hard to find that. Little things that we're in the industry of making people beautiful. What's the first thing a person wants to see? Is a kind smile, a kind face. I haven't done an interview in 25 years because I haven't seen much I like. I am so proud to do this because of tomorrow's future. Yeah. We have 3 generations sitting here. And you guys, the torch is being passed. And when you look at the owner, probably didn't even know what he had. And as he grows, he's excited. When you walk in here, you guys are excited every day. And if you can maintain that, as they say, the world is yours.
Well, we're so honored to have had you guys.
No, 100%. Definitely honored, and I'm so happy that you decided to sit with us, of all people, to have your first interview after so many years. It literally is such an honor, so I'm so glad that you joined us today. And that we've made you feel comfortable.
Yes.
Gina, you too.
She's been rocking with us for a little bit, so I'm so happy that she was able to join us as well today. Before we sign off, I did want to see if you guys want to plug anything, see if there's anything, you know, upcoming events or projects that you guys are working on that you want to tell, you know, the audience.
Yeah, I am working on a project right now with Barner Brothers Show. The upcoming hair show is going to be in Miami. Also premiere Orlando in June, and then as I kind of went off the radar, but working with you ladies, I'm gonna come back on the radar.
Oh, period. Okay.
I've been doing, it takes a team like this. I don't sit down and do this. I believe in Hair Queen. You will get a professional service, something that I didn't believe in, because to wear a weave or a lace, you need professional. Remember, weaves was designed for Hollywood. Hollywood costs money. Don't be cheap. You're worthy. Come to Queen. When you really want to get a weave or a wig, for you out there watching, it's not Instagram.
Hair Queen.
It's Hair Queen.
It's Hair Queen.
You're a queen. Be a queen. Don't be cheap on yourself.
She said what she said, okay? I know that's right. Well, I want to thank you lovely ladies for joining us today. It was a pleasure, and I loved all of the gems that y'all dropped. I definitely feel inspired, and I feel like you probably feel inspired as well. Before we sign off, I do want to remind you guys to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell to be notified whenever we upload a video, and we will see you guys on our next one. Definitely comment down below anybody else you want to see on the show, as well as what your favorite advice was from today's video. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.
Hurry up quick, El Jefe's coming soon. Sit up straight when she enters the room. Be enthused, but don't look too amused. This is her queendom, please respect her rule.